Yes, guys, and welcome back to another weekend of Premier League predictions with me, the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, and my special guest, my Premier League predictions show host, Charlie. How are you keeping?
Yeah, good, David, as always. Pleasure to be on your channel. And yeah, I'm looking forward to some more predictions. Hopefully, I can make my way up the table. And so it should be a good one. As always, David, I always enjoy coming on here. And yeah, thanks for having me on, as always.
No problem. Thanks again for doing this, and thanks again for doing this every week, lad. It's a bit of a commitment. I really do appreciate it. So, look, I'm going to give you an updated table. We have THFC Gaming still first on 29 points, picking up 6 points last weekend. We have Simon from Premier Hotspur TV in second on 29 points, picking up 7 points last weekend. We have Kevin Murray in third on 27 points, picking up 5 points last weekend. We have Paul Markey in fourth on 21 points, picking up 8 points last weekend. We have the main man here, Charlie, on 18 points in fifth.
Come on.
Picking up 6 points last weekend. In sixth, we have John Coy with 17 points, having an absolute whopper weekend last week with 7 points. We have Adam Fox on 13 points in seventh, picking up 6 points last weekend. But this guy only started, I think, 2 weeks ago or something like that, so he's flying. And we have Wayne Bonner in eighth with 12 points, picking up 5 points last weekend. Then we have myself in ninth, joint, 12 points with Wayne, picking up 6 points last weekend. Then we have Lily White Lane on 11 points, picking up 4 points last weekend. And last but not least, we have Runner LB on 10 points, having a very bad weekend last weekend, picking up 0. Ooh. But look, get your predictions in for this week. And also, look, I am putting this video up today ahead of the Wolves Leeds game. But if you don't get to watch it in time and you miss the Wolves Leeds game, just put your Premier League predictions in before the game start on Saturday. But look, Charlie, we're going to kick it off with tonight's game, Wolves v Leicester. What are you thinking?
Leeds, not Leicester.
Oh, Wolves v Leeds. Sorry, Wolves v Leeds. Yeah. What are you thinking?
Oh, this is an interesting one because, look, with Leeds, of course, they had a 4-2 loss to Arsenal last week where I thought if that game goes on for another 15 minutes, they climb it back to 4-4 after being 4-0 down. So, look, with the way Leeds play, of course, with Bielsa, very expansive, I do fear for them a bit with Wolves on the counter-attack with the likes of Traore, Neto, Fabio Silva. These guys are pacey wingers, and I think, look, Wolves haven't had a good season at all. They've had a poor season. However, they have picked up a bit lately. They got a win over Southampton last week. They got a win over Arsenal not so long ago. So they have picked up a bit lately, Wolves. So for that reason, I think this game could actually suit Wolves quite well. And I think Wolves could nick this one. I'm going to go 2-1 to Wolves for this one.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was going to go 2-1 Wolves myself. I still am, I still am. Like I said with you, they picked up a good result against Arsenal. I think they picked up a good result last weekend as well.
Southampton.
Yeah, against Southampton. They bet them away. They were away. They bet them 2-1. So I'm going to go 2-1 Wolves again. I think I'm backing Wolves to take the points here. I think Leeds might be a small bit leggy after the effort they put in to try and come back against Arsenal. I just don't fancy Leeds away, so I'm going to go with you. I'm going to 2-1. That moves us into Saturday's games now, Charlie. Southampton v Chelsea. I'm going to go Chelsea with another 2-0 win, being honest. Look, Southampton have completely fallen off the pace. Look, they're a good side. I do rate Southampton. I think on their day they're a very good team and they can cause people trouble. Oh, yeah. But honestly, I can't look past Chelsea on this. Southampton on a terrible run of form at the minute. So I'm going to go Chelsea 2-0. I think they're going to have majority of possession, and I do think they'll take their chances when they come. Will Southampton? Not 100% sure. What are you going with, Charlie?
Yeah, I'm going to go for a Chelsea win, as much as it pains me to say, and I'm sure you're the same as well. Chelsea under Tuchel, they've had a good start. They've got a few tests coming up in the next few weeks, but they've had a good start. They just don't look like conceding at all. Chelsea with Tuchel, and I think Southampton, as you said, that's about 6 defeats in a row. They've really fallen off a cliff because they're. I did kind of see this coming when they're on a good run. I did say that if they get a couple injuries, I do feel that they can sort of really lack in certain areas, and that's what happened. They've lost Walker Peters, as we know a bit about him. They've lost Bertrand for a couple of games as well. So look, I think, as I said, I can only see a Chelsea winning this one, unfortunately. So I'm going to go 3-1 Chelsea. I think I can see maybe Danny Ings getting another goal on the counter or something, but I just think Chelsea will have way too much. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 Chelsea for this one.
Yeah, going big. I can see it happening. That moves us on to the game between Burnley and West Brom. Burnley are off the back of a good 3-0 win at Palace. I think they shocked a lot of people.
Yeah.
Big Sam's West Brom. Look, that striker they got in January, he is starting to pick up a few goals. I'm torn between a Burnley win and a draw. But I'm going to go with a Burnley win just on the fact that they bet Palace 3-0 and that they might have a bit of confidence going into this game. I'm going to go 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1 Burnley.
2-1. Oh, I'm going to go. I'm going to go 2-1 as well. I think West Brom, yeah, 2-1 Burnley. I think West Brom are coming off sort of a good result against United, getting that draw somehow. And they actually played pretty well in that game. So I bet that maybe their striker to get another goal in this one. But I just think Burnley, they're on a really good run lately. And I think that I fancy them to get another win here. I'm going to go 2-1 as well. Of course, West Brom, they've had real problems defensively this season. I think Burnley can make it very awkward and difficult for them with the way they like to play with their sort of long ball approach and everything. So I'm going to go 2-1 Burnley. I think they'll nick this one 2-1 in a sort of relegation clash in that one.
Yeah, I'm the same. That brings us on to the big one, the Merseyside derby. Klopp versus Ancelotti. Look, Liverpool off the back of a good win midweek against Leipzig. And I'm going to fancy them to turn their form around in the league, you know. I'm going to fancy them to beat Everton. Look, even since Klopp has took charge, you know, Everton have run them close. And I do think it could be a close affair. I'm going to go Liverpool. I'm going to go 1-0 Liverpool.
David, that's exactly what I was thinking as well. So, yeah, as I said, Everton, they've had a few dodgy results lately. They got beat by City in midweek. They've lost to Fulham, so they're on sort of a little bit of a rut. Yeah, so, and Liverpool, on the other hand, as I said, they got a good win in Leipzig in the Champions League. I think they really do need a win to sort of pick up their league form again. And I think, look, the Merseyside derby is going to be a very close encounter, I feel, as it always is. And I think, as I said, I agree. I'm going to go 1-0 Liverpool. I was exactly thinking that. And I think they could nick it in this one. I think they'll nick it. It could be, I think the goal will come in the last 10 minutes in this one, in 1-0.
Yeah.
And I think it will be a very tight affair. We've seen how many Merseyside derbies are 0-0. I know the one back in October was 2-2, but we saw last year both 0-0. I think maybe the year before as well. So I think they'll nick this one 1-0 at Liverpool. So I'm going to go 1-0 Liverpool.
Not bad. And that brings us on to Fulham Sheffield United. I'll let you kick this one off, Charlie.
Also, again, a massive relegation scrap in this one. Of course, Fulham, they got a win against Everton and then after that, they get a draw away at Burnley. Sheffield United, on the other hand, we know the story with them. They're pretty much down and out, aren't they? And although they have picked up a little bit lately, it's just they got another. So I know they lost 3-0 to West Ham, but I actually thought they were in the game for. I don't think 3-0. I think 3-0 was a bit. I thought that flattered West Ham in that game, to be honest. So I think this will be a tight game. I can see there being maybe one goal in this, but I'm going to go 0-0. I think it would just be a boring encounter, very cagey because of where the two sides are on the table. So I'm going to go 0-0 for this one.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same myself, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be not a great game, to be honest. A bit boring, a bit cagey like you. And I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1 between these two teams. And that ends off the round of fixtures on Saturday. Brings us on to Sunday, the biggest fixture of the day, the early morning kickoff. It is the Spanners versus the mighty Tottenham Hotspur. Harry Kane's son and Jose. We're going to go on a rampage. I'm predicting Spurs to turn things around. Look, in a way, I am nervous because, in fairness, I give one thing I will give West Ham is they do turn up against Tottenham.
And they've had a good season as well. Not just that, they're actually playing really well this season.
But I'm predicting us to go over there, burst some bubbles, ruin their absolute song that they sing about them, blowing bubbles, everything else. We are going there with a sharp edge, bursting all the bubbles. I think we're going to have a mighty turnaround, and I'm going to go Tottenham 3-1.
3-1. Ooh. I'm going to go 2-1 Tottenham. I'm going to go 2-1. I think it will be a tight game. I think, as I said, West Ham have been very good this season, as much as it pains me to say. You look at Soucek. He's the one I worry about the most, because you think about Tottenham, we concede most of our goals from set pieces. Where do West Ham score most of their goals? From set pieces. So it's just set up for someone like Soucek getting a goal. So look, I think we'll concede. I think West Ham. Look, we just know West Ham are going to turn up. We just know it. We know that's the only thing. That's the only way they're going to play. They're going to turn up. David Moyes going to get them well drilled and very defensively solid. But I think if you get Kane, you got Son. I think we could get them. I do. I think if we win this game, it throws us back in the mix. And I feel it's the biggest game of our season. I really do believe that, because I think if we lose this game, I think that's top 4 over. I genuinely do think that's top 4 done and dusted if we lose. But I'm backing us after a good, albeit it was against Wolfsberger, a 4-1 win. I do back us to go in this with a little bit more confidence than what it was before, a little bit more. And I think we're going to stink this 2-1. I think it will be a very close game. I wouldn't be surprised if we nick it in stoppage time or something. So I'm going to go 2-1 in stoppage time, in fact. So yeah, 2-1 Spurs.
Yeah, honestly, I think we're going to send West Ham crashing back down to reality. Look,
I hope so. Honestly, David,
they've all been lifted up by this social distance bubbles. You know what I mean? All lifted up. Next thing, Tottenham are going to come.
We're going to burst the bubble
one by one. Absolutely, send them crashing back down to reality, and basically send them back down to where they belong in the league. And honestly, I think this is the start of a turnaround for things to come for Tottenham.
I hope you're right. I really do.
And you know me. I love a good roast dinner, especially when there's a bit of ham involved, a bit of West honey cured ham. That'd be perfect. And maybe I can eat that roast dinner while watching the Aston Villa versus Leicester game. Do you know what? This is going to be a cracker of a game. I do think Leicester will be tired off the back of that. The midweek draw, Thursday night draw, last night's draw in the Europa League.
Slavia Prague.
But then again, Villa, they did get a good result away to Brighton. That's a good result in my opinion, because Brighton have picked up over the last few weeks. Villa at home. And I think this has a draw written all over it, maybe with Villa nicking it. But do you know what? I'm going to go 3-2 Villa. I think this could be
3-2 Villa.
Goals in this game.
Oh, do you know what? I was thinking as well. Leicester, Villa, in fact. Villa are sort of a funny team. They're a little bit inconsistent in a way. Like, they've beaten Arsenal, then they drew with Brighton. They lost to West Ham as well recently. So they're a bit of a funny team. They're a little bit hot and cold, but I think Villa do have a lot of quality in their team. You look at Jack Grealish, Ollie Watkins, McGinn, Douglas Luiz. There's a lot of quality there. I think same with Leicester. Leicester are third off of that fantastic win they had against Liverpool last Saturday. And look, this will be a close game. I think Villa, if you can't remember, in the reverse fixture, actually nicked this one 1-0 at the King Power, but Ross Barkley in the last minute. So I'm going to back Villa in this one. I'm going to go 2-1 Villa. I think they'll nick this one. I think it will be, as I said, I won't be surprised if there's a lot of goals, but I think even so, 2-1 is still quite a few goals, 3 goals. So I'm going to go 2-1 Villa. I think they might nick this one. I think they're sort of due a good result, I feel, Villa. Yeah. And they're a bit hot and cold. Leicester, I wouldn't be surprised. Look, this game could go either way. Either side could win this game, but I'm just going to go Villa. I just have a sneaky feeling for Villa. I'm going to go 2-1 Villa.
I'm the same. And then that brings us on to Gunnersaurus versus the Sky Blues. Waxy Pep. So it's Arsenal v City. I'll let you take this one away first, Charlie.
Look, at the end of the day, City have 17 wins in a row. They're just unstoppable at the moment. Arsenal, they did get a good win against Leeds. I actually thought they did play quite well in that game, Arsenal. However, I think City will be way too much for them. I think they're going to get their yearly spanking, as they always do every year. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 City. I think City will have too much for them. I'm quite confident of that. I think Arsenal, they could nick a goal on the counter. Someone like maybe a Aubameyang or something running in behind. He could nick one on the counter. But I think City overall will have too much for them in this one. And I think, they'll do the business there. Get another win for City, who are flying really high at the moment. So I'm going to go 3-1 City for this one.
3-1 City. Yeah. Do you know what? Honestly, I think Arsenal are going to be tired off the game at Benfica. Sorry, Gunnersaurus, not Arsenal. I also think Gunnersaurus, he's going to be lacking motivation versus Pep City. Being honest, I can see revenge coming for the FA Cup last season, Yeah,
honestly, although City, by the way, in the reverse fixture, City did beat them 1-0 at the Etihad. And in the League Cup, they won 4-1 in the Carabao Cup.
Look, it's no stranger both teams are used to playing in front of libraries, very quiet stadiums.
Yeah.
So no wonder why Sky has to bring in the sort of, crowd noise. That's just purely for this game here, here. The two quietest 100%. Fan bases in the league. It's Gunnosaurus versus baldy-headed Pep. But I'm going to go with Pep. I'm going to go for them to beat Arsenal 4-0. I think it's going to be the big result of the weekend. I think it's going to be the big result of the weekend. Honestly, hopefully that fraud Arteta gets found out against this. Who does he think he is managing Arsenal when he really should be picking up the cones for Pep this weekend? I'm going to go City 4-0. Moves us on to a game that, for me, anytime I've watched it down the years, it's been an absolute cracker of a game. It's United versus Newcastle.
Ooh.
It's a tough one, United off the back of the West Brom game. Of course, they won 4-0 there last night in the Europa League game. A good win. But, Newcastle are not going to give them much gaps to exploit. I actually fancy Newcastle taking early lead in this and United to try and claw back. But I do think United will get there in the end. But I did say when the European game comes around that United might start slipping. But I'm going to go United 2-1.
2-1. Oh, do you know what? Newcastle, as I said, they've been a bit hot and cold lately. I think they have improved slightly. Recently, I think they got a win against Everton lately and maybe another win somewhere else as well. So I think Man United, look, they've been on a bit of a rot at the moment, Man United. They lost to Sheffield United at home. They drew with West Brom. They drew with Everton as well. So they've been on a bit of a downward slope lately, Man United. They've sort of shot themselves in the foot a bit lately. So look, I think they'll get back to winning ways in this one. I think Newcastle, as I said, they could make it difficult for them in a way, but I back United for this one. I'm going to go 3-1 United. I back them to win this game.
Yeah, I do too. Although, like I keep saying, week in, week out with Newcastle, if it goes into 75 minutes 0-0, Newcastle are taking it.
Yeah.
But look, that brings us on to be honest with you, I actually want Steve Bruce to get one over on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That would be nice. But that moves us on to the last game, Monday. Brighton versus Palace. For me, honestly,
M23 derby.
Honestly, you're better off watching Coronation Street or something Monday night because this is going to be a boring game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. But I'm going to go Palace. I'm going to go Palace to nick this 1-0. I think them just on the basis they got slapped by Burnley. It was unexpected, and hopefully Wilf will be angry and he can go and get the winner.
Oh, do you know what? Right, is Zaha fit for this game? Because that's what I'm going to base my prediction. If he's back, right? Do you know what? If he's back, I think I'm just going to go 1-1. I think it'll be a draw. I think Brighton. Yeah. Brighton have been doing well lately. They've got a few good results. They're unbeaten in quite a few. So I think Palace, as you said, they've been on a bit of a slope lately. So I think, look, it's a derby. I think they'll be up for it. Of course, same goes for Brighton as well. I just think it'll be a draw, tight affair, a goal each for each team. So I'm going to go 1-1 in this one.
Yeah, 100%. And lads, there you have it. There's the roundup of all the games over the weekend. There's our score predictions. Make sure you get yours in. THFC Gaming, Simon from Premier Hotspur TV, Kevin Murray, Paul Markey, John Coy, Adam Fox, Wayne Bonner, Lily White Lane, Run LB. Make sure you get your score predictions in there. And like I said, if you miss tonight's game, don't worry about it. Just go from Saturday and Sunday's game. You're going to do better than me anyway. I'm tired from bottom. Before I started recording these, before we were going live with them, I was probably getting most of them right every week. So it's a bit irritating. But look, we keep pushing on. And as always, lads, in Jose we trust.
In Jose we trust. Come on, you Spurs.
Big thank you to Charlie for keep coming on and doing this. Big thank you for everyone else for getting your score predictions in. A big thank you to Tottenham because we're going to absolutely do West Ham Sunday. You're going to make my weekend. In Jose we trust. Come on, you Spurs. Let's go.